Grab your shield and spear, because we're looking at the Spartan M4 lineup from VFC in this episode of the Gear Guide. When it comes to M4s, there's a couple brands that really knock it out of the park for a total build for quality, price, and performance. And I'll tell you right now, VFC, in my opinion, is one of those that really do a solid job of giving you all those wrapped up in one package. So when I had a chance to look at the new Spartan lineup, this being the 306, which is one of 3 in their lineup, I was really excited to run it through its paces and actually had a chance to run it in a big Milsim op just recently to really see what this thing is all about. So like I mentioned, there are 3 versions here. This is the 306. It's the 14.5-inch outer barrel version, so it's kind of your carbine length. You get a nice solid rail on here, good length, and of course solid build. There are also 2 other versions, the 303, which is a really short CQB with that tiny little retractable stock, and then a 309 version, which is actually a 13-inch outer barrel with a full metal rail that runs almost all the way to the very end. So you do have a version in the Spartan lineup to pretty much check the box whether you're an outdoor player, indoor player, or you're running a big Milsim op. But no matter what you pick, you're gonna get a lot of the same performance under the hood with one small exception. We'll get to that toward the end near the chrono test, but we're gonna talk about what's pretty much similar on all of the Spartan guns. You do get a metal receiver, upper and lower. You get that Spartan logo on the outside with the Spartan helmet, that visual that everybody knows and loves, and the 300 Blackout numbering below it, which was neat. They chose that as a caliber. I guess they did that to set this thing apart, which I do like, because everybody's running the old 5.56 guns, and this just gives it a little bit of difference to kind of set it apart. Controls are where you'd expect them. Fire controls are set up for a right-handed player, just like you'd find on just any M4, pretty much any VFC M4. The back on the 306 and the 309, you get the new VFC stock, which I really like their new stock, their QRS stock. It hinges open here in the back, which is a simple little clip. You can get to the battery compartment. You've got a huge space in here, whether you run a brick type this way or a stick type down in the buffer tube. You have both options to get them in here just fine. It is wired to the rear with a Tamiya type connector, so pretty much your stock batteries out of the box are going to work. Rubber butt pad on the end, and your sling attachment here on the top if that's how you want to run a 2-point sling front and rear. Adjustment on this, I do like this. You pull it back like you're pulling a gun and you slide it forward and rear versus having to pinch it forward. It's not enough place either where you're going to bump it because it does have this guard on it, so you're never going to have that problem when you go to shoulder your rifle and you end up accidentally knocking your stock out of its position. Moving across the top, of course, you get a rail all the way across the top in this version as well as the other 2. You do get a rear sight on this, flip up and made of metal, and then the front sight is built into the gas block on the 306 version like you see here. Rail in the front's a nice 10-inch long rail, so you've got tons of rail space on all 4 sides. No need for like M-locks or any kind of key mod to make it happen. It's ready to go out of the box, and they do include 2 rail panels on here so you don't chew your hands up, which I thought was a really good touch as well. In the box, you get the gun manual, and these guns include a mid-cap magazine, 120 rounds, and made of metal. So that's kind of a nice start, especially if you guys are in the Milsim round of playing in kind of that realm. You've got 1 to add to the pile or 1 to get you kicked off. No more battle rattle with the high caps here. Under the hood, you get the brand new 2015-2016 VFC internals. So gone are the clear hop-up chambers and things like that. You've got the really easy to adjust dial type hop-up underneath the dust cover here. It does lock back when you pull the handle, so you can have easy adjustment one-handed here. When you're ready, hit the old bolt release button and it'll slap right on forward, so you don't get dirt inside. Under the hood as well, you get, like I said, the new internals. So you're looking at all the red polymer materials, red tappet plate, the red piston, the new upgraded gear set, all of the new internal parts and the new wire harness to round this thing out for a premium AG offering under the hood. So taking this thing to the chrono, we saw on the 306, like I have here, around 380 to 390 FPS, which is perfect for outdoor play. That's after the spring settled in. Now, before the spring settled in, when it was brand new, before I actually ran this thing and abused it at a game, we were seeing closer to 400. So it did settle down to about that 380, 385 mark to get it to where it needs to be. So you should have no problem if you guys play outdoor to run with the 306 and the 309. I saw the same chrono readings out of the box as well. So both of those should check that box. The 303, the really short one, of course, that's where things change. FPS drops significantly because it's such a short barrel. We're talking a tiny, tiny little gun. So it's well within your field CQB limits. So if you guys are indoor players, this is going to be the gun for you because it shoots right around 330 to 340 feet per second out of the box. Rate of fire on 11.1 LiPo was really good. We saw it right there in the 20s, like I was ready to expect on most every VFC gun, and this one did not disappoint. So this gun's definitely set up for good trigger response and full auto fire if you get caught in a battle and you're greatly outnumbered. So guys, if you're looking for a solid M4 to be your main go-to gun, or you're looking to add a second one, especially a shorter CQB gun, check out the Spartan lineup here from VFC, and you can pick these up anywhere Spartan Imports products are sold. As always, thanks for tuning in. If you're not currently a subscriber, click on the logo in the bottom right or in the description and you'll always be in the know. Plus, if you like what you saw in this video and want to learn more, I've got a link down there as well. And if you haven't had your airsoft fixed just yet, click in the videos on the right or use the info button at the top of the screen for more. And as the saying goes, everyone has an opinion and I do want to hear yours. So give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on this video, comment, and share.